Catherine?
Okay, now I see an icon.
Now
So,
you see it. Okay.
Oh, up there.
so was it being recorded before?
I don't think I recorded. I hit
No.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but we just recorded that little blip, so maybe we should welcome people again to Right by the Rails, the first virtual meeting of 2020.
8-3.
Poor Jan has to repeat all of our meetings, but we also have somebody in the waiting room, and her name is Faith. Does anybody
Oh, let her
know?
in.
Do you know who that is?
No, but let her in.
Okay.
I know who she is.
I don't want to get Zoom bombed.
If we do, we do.
Oh, you can always boot them right up. You have the power to boot.
Okay. All right. Enter. All right. So go ahead and announce the meetings, Jan. I appreciate that very much.
Okay. So on May 9th, we're going to have another virtual meeting, and we're going to be doing introductions. We're going to be doing a book maybe you're reading that's helping your writing, anything that's helping the process of your writing, or what's holding you back that maybe we can help you with. So that is May 9th, mark your calendar. On June 13th, we're going to have a writing party, also known as acrostic writing. And I'll have a bunch of prompts, visual. I'll see my wall, I gotta get it painted. And then I'm gonna just hang up all kinds of pictures and cards. I will move to the side, and you'll be given time to write about whichever one you choose, and then we'll share our writings. We did that at McCall's, and we've got some good stuff from that one. And then September 13th from 1 to 5 will be Arts Alive. And at that, you can read some of your writing. John's hosting that with Spill Dink. It's been great. We've done that for several years. Kind of fun to get up and read in front of everybody. October 10th will be our workshop, and we will do the speakers that we planned for the spring this fall at that workshop. Oh, even though we're stuck at home, we have a lot going on in the writing world. Take it away.
Awesome. Hi, Faith. How are you?
Hi, sorry. Hello.
Oh, there you are. Good to meet you. Welcome. So, does anybody else have any announcements before we jump into our
I do. I have I'm starting on another project. It's getting me off the couch. And it's just an old project that I'm like, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, cool.
I'm making the coloring book the book had such small cells anyway, and it was all colorized. So I hate that I didn't take advantage of John's awesome pen and ink skills. So I'm going to do a coloring book. I'm going to do some free PDFs, and that will hopefully lead to my Industrious and the coloring book that I'm putting together next week. And then in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll be starting on our new project. So
cool.
Giraffe.
Very good.
Next, how are you marketing? How are you getting the word out about these?
Well, Jasmine Oliver is going to do all of my marketing for me. She's already stepped on. She's helping me with Hootsuite. I got logged onto Twitter. I think I've had things, but I'm just trying to just stick to one. And it's like, never mind. I got to do it all. So I just started with Twitter, made a connection with another author. Just because she posted giraffe, and I put giraffe in the thing because I wasn't moving, and I'm working on a giraffe thing. So something popped up, and it turns out she's like a really young author, and her debut novel is called The Boy Who Could See Color. And I was just taking color out of my stuff, and she's already been picked up by a publisher. So
very cool.
A good first reach out. So I'm excited.
Cool.
And so as for today, I'm actually, though, changing my website to start blogging and I haven't written essays and blogging and blah, blah, blah in forever. So that's kind of what I got on for today.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So are you going to read a blog for us today?
Yes, I need some advice. Because like I said, I don't know how long it is, if I'm like off the rails. I don't know. I guess I need to start reading blogs.
Do you want to start?
You
Do
can
you want to
look at
jump in there?
mine. I have in mine, if you scroll back, I have links to our, what did we call those? Where we blogged on each other's blogs. Blog tours.
Oh, our blog
tours.
Okay.
And so the links are on mine. If you scroll back, it's a whole bunch of writers in the area. Because I put a link for their blog, and there's posts that they did as well as posts that I did.
And that's
And
on.
you just Google "Write for Jan," it comes up with 4 being a number 4.
Yeah, like your email.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. So
I
I'll do
don't
that.
blog real often, but a lot of stuff is on there from all kind of different authors, so to give you an idea of what the length and about writing and all
I
that.
can read what I wrote yesterday, and y'all can tell me if I'm at all on the right track. But I didn't test it to see how long it is. But it's good.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Let me open it up. All right. There's an old movie with Bill Murray called Groundhog Day. It's about a TV reporter, a man largely dissatisfied with his life, and he gets stuck in a time loop. Every morning he wakes up to Sonny and Cher's hokey, "I've Got You, Babe." He starts the same day over and over. It seems in this crazy day of coronavirus that we're all kind of waking up to the same song. I can't keep track of the days anymore. Yesterday, I woke to Sonny and Cher and the low rumble of the trash. Sorry, the low rumble of a trash truck slowly moving along our street. It must be Thursday. No one got the trash to the curb. Who can keep track of what day it is? Every day, Oscar wakes up at 6, stumbles downstairs for coffee, and goes back up to Yvette's bedroom, which is now our office. He starts his day with the Navy, and there are no weekends anymore. Initially, as he worked, I cleaned and then slept on the couch with depressing news channel blasting out the disaster of the day. Somehow, I would prefer Sonny and Cher to CNN, but whichever was going into my brain, it was bringing me down. I have to remember that in this movie, the main character eventually wakes to a new day. I, too, will come out of this. At this rate, it was going to be March with, it was going to be in May, I guess, with a sore, broken body and a fast, worried mind. I guess it was late March again. Who knows with this time thing again. But I was going through hundreds of piled up emails that I hadn't deemed readable through the weeks. Before deleting them, I gave them a quick glance and one jumped out at me. A letter was from an HOA of all places and mentioned free coloring sheets. Schools are closed and parents are stuck at home. They need some activity, so it gave me this idea. I have wonderful black and white sketches from John. Only a few people have ever read these stories, and no one has ever seen his sketches. I will give a few of these away, and I will reawaken suburban tales. I'm going to make this coloring book. And as Dad Giraffe says, why stop there? So I reached out to the people who helped me create the books, John and Jasmine, and they responded. We are going to revitalize the Forgetful Giraffe, and we are going to start on the Sleepy Giraffe. Since then, I've been in contact with them regularly. I am still stressed out. The virus is jumping through the U.S., but now I am waking to hope. I am waking up to Suburban Tales, or the Giraffe family in Suburban Tales, and it's saying to me, I've got you, babe. Yeah?
I like it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Groundhog Day is one of my favorite movies. Has everybody
It
seen
would
it?
be.
Have you ever seen it? I love that movie. I love it. I think it's a great movie.
I
It's because it's a middle school audience movie.
Right, exactly. I tell the kids every year, watch Groundhog Day, because that's what we're living in right now.
I like how you brought the ending back to the beginning again. You did that nice bookend with it, and that was a really good way to do it. There were a couple of questions that I had as you were reading, though. And so first of all, now you're going to put these blogs on your website. Who is going to be your reader?
oh goodness.
I mean, who is your target reader? Who do you anticipate?
The actually I'm going for the parents of the children's stories. My
Okay,
children's stories are actually for children, but I'm really writing for the parents, but and I know it doesn't make sense, but
no, it does, because they're the ones with the pocketbook. They're going to be the ones who are actually purchasing the book. So they want something that's interesting to their child. So you're selling to the parent. So my question was, these are people who don't know you. Are they going to know who Oscar is? Are they going to know somebody else? You said Oscar, you said John. And so people who totally are strangers to you are not going to know who those people are. So you need to do just a
leave
little.
that whole thing because it seemed like it got sidetracked anyway when I brought him.
No, that's fine. I think it's fine to have them in there because they explain a day like all of us are doing the same thing. The cash.
Say my husband,
Yeah.
Oscar.
Just, yeah, my husband Oscar.
Did you do that with
John,
Jasmine as well?
just identify those people because these people who's listening to or reading this doesn't know you. Those people don't know
Okay.
you. So
Yeah.
just a
And
word.
he is the one that the Industrialist is based on, and John is the one who's the illustrator. So
I think
Right.
you mentioned
But
Jasmine.
he's also your nephew, so
Jasmine, editor.
I would say my nephew and artist.
Okay. So just explain these people as I've been.
Exactly. Because these are strangers. They're adults who have children who would be interested in your work. So yeah.
And the other thing is be sure when you put your blog up that you put an intro about yourself. And this might be a good, like put 2 posts up at once or one day and one the next. One is about you and why you wrote The Industrious and all of that, so that people know you're an author and what you're into. You write children's books, they're colorful, illustrated, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then the second one would be who would be this one that you just did,
The project. This one is about the project
right?
and what led to the project.
Yeah,
New
it
project.
really isn't
Yeah.
what got me off the couch.
Right. Right.
Even though I could always, it didn't start off. I mean, I actually, this is like my very one and only draft, and it was more of an essay and a letter type thing about Groundhog Day and how that led to the other. So,
So
okay.
it's your Groundhog Day. It's your personal Groundhog Day.
It's everybody's Groundhog Day.
So maybe the title for that one is My Corona Groundhog Day.
My personal Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
It's better than I'll date myself. I'm sure some of you seen it. Have you ever watched The Omega Man with Charlton Heston? He's the only man alive. Sometimes when I'm out walking the dog and I see no one, usually there's cars every morning, and I'm out walking the dog. 2 hours and I don't see anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the scene in Omega Man where Charlton Heston is driving in the car down New York and no one's there, and he's got the bust of Nero in his car with him, and that's his only friend that he talks to. Bex knows what I'm talking about, right? Have you seen that?
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
I know.
My mother loved him. Yep.
Yeah, the remake wasn't as good.
No, not at all.
Although neither is really as good as the original story, where it turned out he was the monster all along.
Yeah, the original story is great. I tell people this. It's like the book, the first movie with Charlton Heston, and then they did I Am Legend. All 3 have different endings. Everyone has a different ending, and the book is by far the better one of them all.
Awesome.
Yes, I did I Am Legend.
Okay,
Not the
who
new
wants to go
one.
next?
You
Since
did?
you're giving us some movies, because I finished all of Heartland, all 12 seasons, or 11 seasons, and each one has about 18 episodes.
Wow.
I play it while I'm painting.
Did we lose Angela? Or did we lose her?
We lost her. I'm not sure where she came from.
I didn't see an Angela. I saw Faith.
Faith, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we lost Faith.
We lost Faith. That doesn't sound good.
I know, especially on Easter weekend.
No, it's like really.
Is
Okay.
anyone here a science fiction fan? I mean, have you seen the movie Galaxy Quest?
Oh my God.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, well, the documentary on Galaxy Quest is on Amazon Prime right now for free.
All right. Oh, I love that movie. Oh,
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, the
so good.
documentary is really worth
What, you're
watching.
talking the funny one, right?
Yes, the
Yes.
funny
The
one
learning, yeah.
Yeah, the best Star Trek movie ever.
with Tim Allen. Yep.
Tim Allen, yeah, definitely. I Planets is on Amazon Nova, so I'm very happy. I've been watching way too much TV, so I'm really glad I got something else to do.
So has anybody been working on their writing during the virus?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, big time.
I've been doing a lot of work and making good progress too. So
What are you writing, Kathy?
I'm actually I am taking a class that is on the class. It's a year-long program of learning to analyze story, to analyze what, so you can figure out what's wrong with your own story and fix it. It's not how to write, but it's how to analyze story. And so we're reading essentially a novel a week. We're analyzing, we're writing. The exercises they give us are scene exercises. So we're meeting for 2 hours a day now live. Each week they give us a scene type to write. And then we write the scene and we understand how a scene is constructed. Because as I look back over my book, and I've been doing the analysis on it, what I'm finding is sometimes I've got my scenes are constructed incorrectly. And so that makes them not as effective as they could be. I've got an initial, oh, what is it called? All the words that come up. Anyway, I have progressive complications. I've got the progressive complications in there, but they don't really progress. And sometimes I have the one that's a turning point in the beginning of the complications instead of at the end. And so it's learning how to put all the blocks. All the blocks are there, but they're not in the right order. And so I'm finding that in some of my scenes. So I'm learning about my own story. I'm learning how to analyze other novels and stories and movies. Anyway, so I brought the scene out to read today that I wrote for this week's scene assignment. So that's what I've been working on. And
Well, let's hear it.
the church history is the other thing. That's my nonfiction. And this group also helped me figure out an approach for that, because that's 42 years of church history that I'm researching to write.
Wow.
And so I'm like, oh dear. So, all right, I'll read you the scene. The assignment was meet my significant other. And it has three primary characters in the scene. One is the family authority figure. One is the person who has the significant other, and the other, and that they're introducing. So you've got the new person, the family member, and the authority figure. And it was to be written with a direct confrontation in there also. So this is it. Zombies ran from cover to cover, and shooters at the bench squeezed off their rounds. The noise of laughter, cheering, and ridicule behind them was louder than the sounds of fake gunfire, and ricocheted in front of the bench. The last zombie fell and the house lights came up. The game master's voice echoed, "All right, people, this round is over. Place your weapons on the bench." By the time Sean had removed his earmuffs and shooting glasses, Uncle Robert had already claimed Maya's arm. Come on, darling, let's grab a seat. From the time they arrived, Maya and Sean had been surrounded by his first cousins, aunts, and uncles, all anxious to welcome him home after years away and to meet his girl. Every single one of them enveloped her in a hug and asked questions about her family, work, education, more family, if she wanted children, where she wanted to live with Sean. They left her alone at the shooting bench, but hovered around again when she turned away. Robert, his arm around her waist, fended them off. Go on now, you've had your shot at her. He led her toward a booth. Sean, did you speak to your dad yet? He pointed his chin toward a dark corner. What's he doing here? It's his birthday. That's what we're here for. Sean made a face. Nobody told me. Figured you'd know your own dad's birthday, right? Go say hi. I'll protect your girl from this mob till you get back. That's okay, Sean said. I'll catch up with him next round. The lights went down again as the next set of shooters prepared to save the world from zombie takeover. Robert ushered Maya into a booth and settled beside her. He waved Sean to the seat across from them. She glanced at Sean and shrugged. Robert said, do you want something to drink? Water's good. Sean, get us 3 waters. So, where are you from? Where's your family? Sean cast a raised eyebrow at Maya. She half smiled. It's okay, Sean. He wants to interrogate me in private, pry out all my secrets. Right, Robert? Can I call you Robert? She leaned toward him, pushed into his face so he backed away a fraction, and then she laughed. Sean left. She slid to the farthest end of the bench, twisted so her back was to the wall, and she half-faced Robert. Miami. Just my mom. New York's a long way from home. It is. She smiled as Sean approached with 3 dripping bottles. How did you two meet? Sean answered as he settled in across from Maya. At church. He wiped down a bottle and handed it to her. She was the first friendly face I met there. Thanks, baby. That right? You and Usher? She laughed. Usher, coffee maker, deacon, missionary. What about you? What do you do in your church? Me? Surely you do something, leader of the family and all that. It sets a good example, don't you think? That's Sean's thing. Where did you learn to shoot? She sipped her water. That? She nodded toward the bench where shrieking monsters were being blasted by laser lights. That's pretend. Those are 9mm Rugers. The only modification is the laser. You got the highest score. Oh, did I embarrass you? That's right, you're a cop, and a city girl outshot you. Must be hard on your ego. What are you holding out? Leave her alone. It's a valid question. Let me out. Mia left without looking to see if Sean followed. Slack-jawed, Sean rose. Uncle Richard turned to him. Something's wrong with that girl. Sean's gaze swept the room, filled with family he'd grown up with, all closer to him throughout his childhood. Then the solitary man slumped in the dark corner. I shouldn't have brought her here, he said. Not to you. He brushed past his uncle and followed her. That's hard to understand the different characters when it's written, isn't it?
Kathy and zombies?
Zombies. It's zombie shooting. Haven't you ever gone zombie shooting at a gun gallery? Yeah, it's cool.
I was totally intrigued by it though. But at
I
first I thought you
know.
were talking about like a video game. I didn't know you were talking about like.
Yeah, that's what they have at gun galleries now. At rifle ranges, they have galleries shooting where you can set up there, and they'll give you, you have the pistols are there, and everybody lines up, and they have zombies. It's practice for accuracy, using the weapon so it's a real weapon, but it's been fitted with lasers.
Did not know that.
Interesting. I didn't know that either.
I watch a lot of that stuff. So I was like, is this going to morph into science fiction where they're having the zombies are invading and they're making it the shooting gallery game and is she, and then it's post-apocalyptic. So she, in this time where there's no really men, they're doing a matchmaking game. That's when I was like, oh, this could be, my mind was going. I was like, where is she going with this?
I didn't see that. I saw it as what was the visual, especially when she turned around and put her back to the wall. And I was kind of visualizing something kind of dark like a bowling alley. But I could see that only because I have no experience with guns, I was seeing with the zombie thing, like laser tag type thing.
That's what I
But it
was
didn't get me
thinking.
sidetracked though. It was a spot where I was going in, and it got, I was still being able to focus on what was going on with the characters.
I thought that was good. It was just at the beginning. Kathy and zombies, really? I never thought she would have written anything that had a zombie in it. It's only because I know you.
I was totally brought in, but the conversation was great. The dialogue
Mhm.
was drawn in very quickly.
Good.
I wasn't sure if she was his girlfriend and it's the first time with his dad, or why. I wasn't sure why they were, what the problem was. Like, is he trying to introduce the girl to his dad? Because why doesn't he know the birthday? There's got to be a reason. Like,
Like
there's more to the story. What does it?
A strained relationship.
Yeah, between him and his dad, and why would he even be there with him if he doesn't even know his birthday?
So the uncle, the fact that he was talking to his uncle, not his dad,
Right.
Uncle Robert, his dad was there, but he didn't go talk to his dad. So that was confusing that there was even that issue in the story.
Right.
Okay.
Is this a bigger picture? Is this just like, are you writing a novel and this is one of the, or is this just an exercise that was just?
It's an exercise. A couple of things that had to be included in the exercise. One was something that would get whoever the character that was introducing the girl to the family. He was supposed to get something that kind of threw him off his game, that unsettled him. So there was a father. So I threw the father in there, and the fact that he doesn't want to be around his. I also used all Italian names, which I married into an Italian-Irish family. They get together in mobs for everything. And if they haven't gotten together for at least a week, they get together just because. So it's like I was totally alien to that. So to me, that's a peculiar setting. I'm still getting used to that. This whole, the family must be together and we must be together always. It's like, oh no.
I think with just a little more reference to, especially in a piece like that where it's just one thing, if it's not going to be a book, it kind of reminds me that it could be a short story that goes somewhere. It could be a book, but a little bit more about at least how long have you been mad at your dad, or when's the last time you spoke to him, or
The family
something.
would know. Yeah, the
Give
family,
it a little more depth because he doesn't know.
yeah, it needs to be something that doesn't need to be explained then. That's the thing. Yeah.
Because the way I was thinking, I was like, ooh, maybe dad is starting to turn and you can't go over there. And I was like, see, I like the zombie thing. So
The zombie thing. Dad's turning.
Right, dad's turning. You can't go
Leave
over
him
there.
in the dark corner.
Right, leave him in the dark corner. When you said I'll go visit dad later, I was like, oh, that's the gun master. He's going to be in the next. They're going to take him down in the next shooting range.
I'll have to rewrite it with that direction in mind. Yeah, it was just a scene. Yeah, it was supposed to a scene that has the inciting incident, progressive complications, the conflict, and then the crisis conflict, and then the denouement at the end of it.
Well, it definitely left with questions about conflict. But see, for me, that's also, I didn't see my birth father for a long time. So it's like, wonder what was going on with them. So I think everybody
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We lost Dan.
Yeah.
Come back. Back.
She's still in the participants.
Yeah, she didn't drop off.
Is there a thing you can?
I can't do anything from my end because I think it's on
Oh.
her internet connection.
Yeah. She may need to come back into the link again.
Well, I liked it. I like the conversation going on. And I think as far as setting an atmosphere is important.
Right.
I am a sci-fi freak too, though, so I must admit, you mentioned zombies.
Right there.
We're all going, okay, where are they?
That's why I was thinking video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Arcade.
yeah. So I didn't know that it was like a real gun range.
Yeah.
until you started saying, how did you learn how to shoot like that? And then I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Like,
So
So, yeah.
the setting, just fix the setting a little bit better so you understand coming into where we are.
Right.
You definitely left me wanting to know more about Kathy and why she's that way, and the mysteriousness to her. Where I was like, I want her explained more later on. So that's what would keep me going to read the next chapter.
Yeah. She was supposed to have a secret. She
Yep.
was supposed to have a secret that he was trying to get into, and she didn't want to let it go. So good. That accomplished that.
Where is,
There
there
she
she
is.
is.
What happened?
Who knows?
Okay, she's connecting to audio.
There she is.
There she,
That was weird.
so what happened on your end?
It said internet unstable. And so then it just went black. And then I was like, and I looked up because my internet's right over there. I'm like, the thing is on. So I just rejoined.
Okay.
So that
It's
didn't
been
take-
a challenge for our household this past month. We have internet, we don't have internet. We have internet, we don't have internet.
Yeah, I think it's the nature of everybody on it all the time.
Right, yeah, because my husband's teleworking and it's good. I'm like, my project is I can just do my own thing and it's good. It gets me off the email check and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Who else has something to read?
Jan, did you bring something to read?
No, I'm still working on my book with the characters. I decided it's gonna a couple of the names are gonna be my niece, my great niece, and my great nephews. And I have 4 of them. So 4 characters, 1 for each of them.
Is
So
this a
like,
children's book that you've decided to do?
yeah. So I've taken all of the feedback that all of you guys gave me, and I'm working on my next level to getting it ready to read again, but it's not there quite yet, but it will be soon.
And it's for that age audience as your nieces and nephews?
Yeah, because they range in age. Well, one of them is a little young because she's only 2, but the majority of them are 3, 4, 7.
Okay.
So it's a younger kid's book, I think. So
Illustrated?
yes, illustrated.
Is this the one about the
The table starts dancing. Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
So
Nate,
who
you
else
got
brought
anything?
something to read?
Sorry, go ahead.
Who brought something to read? Nate, did you bring something to read?
Most of my writing right now is marketing plans and interview questions for when I go on live streams, and guest blog posts. So no, I did not bring anything to read.
Okay.
Catherine, how about you?
Well, I have something I wrote last night. I didn't write it last night. I read it last night, but I'm trying to see what needs to be improved on it.
Okay, let's hear it then.
Okay. It is an acrostic poem, but you don't really need the picture. So, and I don't think I can put a picture into chat, can I?
You can
Maybe
hold
that
it
was
up to
better
your,
than what Nancy had.
you can hold it up to your,
Well, it's on my, I'd have to share my screen, I think.
Oh.
Hold on one second. Let me get there. So this is part of Local Gems is doing a chapbook contest where you do a poem a day.
oh,
Oh,
for
yeah.
April. So I'm doing the poem a day for April. And I don't know if this is cheating by asking for feedback, but I'm going to ask for it anyway because.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
How
How can you get caught on a recorded
yeah, I'm gonna get nothing can happen here.
feedback and post it on Facebook? It'll never happen.
Oh,
Right.
sounds like a middle school answer to me.
exactly.
Because the internet's private. Oh, I gotta tell you, my sister won't go on Zoom because it steals your information. I said, Mary Beth, when did you ever buy anything on the internet? She goes, never. I said, have you filled out forms on the internet? No. I said, so it's going to jump through your screen and run to your filing cabinet and get your form.
Yes. It could happen. Virtual reality.
I'm telling you.
All right, so this is called a discussion topic. The picture is an older man and woman sitting in a cafe and they're leaning towards each other and they're talking. So that's where this comes from. You told me once, maybe 2 decades ago, in this same space by the window, coffee in hand, face mocking serious, true love endures beyond the grave. Except now I am old enough to ask sincerely, what if there is no grave? Don't look at me funny. What if there's only the immortality of now, striking a pose like some bathing suit model, gesturing to you, hips forward like you're still young and I'm still the jealous type, and we've yet to have our children. And so I tell you, no, I'm not sure about forever love, my dear. Not sure about it at all. I'm not sure the waves would want to bear ours, nor am I sure sand would care to cradle it any longer. Tell me, when was it we last walked the shoreline, scrunching our toes around smooth rock in memory? Held hands and watched the sunrise, or set, it doesn't matter which. Too long, and even then, that sip you just took longer compared to our years together. Is that what you wanted to carry into infinity? Look a little closer. See how time holds its breath, daring that same death to take it. It knows more than it tells, having seen the tides change, having asked from whence the water comes, having witnessed season beget season, night beget day, and yet still the mad drive to create something to outlast itself, when really there was never a need. Afterlife was always here. We were always here. Now don't we feel silly?
I like it.
Ah. Oh.
Is it clear? I mean, like you get what's happening, and
I
Yeah.
get that they're old and they're thinking about their immortality.
mm-hmm.
And I get that, there's always this question, I think, for people as they get older, because I deal with a lot of old people. Are we still married in heaven? Are we going to be together forever? And sometimes that's a good thing. And sometimes they're like, oh, are we going to have to listen to this in heaven too? I'm tired of hearing you, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of got that image.
Okay, cool.
I got the image of, oh man, this is depressing. Like, is this what we thought it would be like 30 years ago?
Okay.
I like the imagery of the crinkling your toes in the sand.
Yeah.
I like that.
What does it need?
It needs a kiss.
It needs a kiss. Okay.
I mean,
What did you say? A kiss?
yeah, it needs, they're there.
I think
Are they going to be happily still, or are they like, this is it?
Right. Like almost like I gripped his hand and we walked on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
kiss or divorce. Okay.
exactly.
So the title of the book is called DC Ekphrastic, Crisis of Faith. And everything in the book is kind of like this faith crisis of like, does this happen or does this happen? And there's like a lot of unanswered questions. So I don't know if that like gives any background to it. I mean, so I guess my question is based on that, does it need an answer?
That's what it's supposed to be. It definitely asks a question and it definitely leaves it unanswered.
Mm-hmm. Then you hit it. If that's
Yeah.
what
Okay.
it is, you hit it perfectly.
It's very poignant when you talk about the things that they used to do that were expressions of love that they used to do together, and how long has it been since we did those things. I think that's very poignant, and that you leave it unanswered at the end fills that criteria. Yeah, I want it answered too. It's like,
You wanted an answer.
no, go for a walk.
I know. Well, it's Is one of them getting ready to die, and so that's why they're having this discussion? Like, there's
Oh,
just
I
a
wish I
lot
could
of.
show you the picture. It's like you can't tell the discussion. It's a black and white photo, and you can't tell the discussion they're having. So, like in the book, basically, I've got all of these I'm projecting these discussions on these people, and that's one of the reasons there's no answer. And let me
So
share,
are
I'll
all
share
of
my
your
screen for a sec.
are
I
all
like
your
it.
poems about this person?
No, they're all different people. Let me see if I can share it.
Catherine, I like that it's that it's not answered. It's at that moment. It's that question. It's that depression type thing. So
Yeah. So this
Oh,
picture,
Oh, there it is.
yeah, this is it. And you can tell like they look like very earnest and like you wonder what they're talking about, and of course it's through a window, so you're not really gonna know what they're talking about.
They've been
now does your
shopping.
picture get to go in the book too?
I hope so. I'm submitting it that way because it's all based on the street poetry. It's actually my boss for my day job who does street photography.
Oh,
So
I like it. Yeah.
so you
I've
don't
got,
have
like,
to have permission?
oh, he totally gave me permission. He's all excited. So like
No, the people in the picture.
no, apparently you don't if it's like you can't really identify them, because I asked him about that. I was like, do you just like walk like this guy? I was like, do you just like walk around and take pictures of people? And he's just like, yeah. He said it's like public, if it's in the public and you can't really identify them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
but if I knew that guy, I would know who it is.
public places are open domain unless they're children.
Right. And he doesn't take pictures of kids. I mean,
Huh.
unless they're his own kids. So
That's very nice. I like this photography.
That's the Hirshhorn.
yeah, you took a lot of pictures here and they're just really cool.
Yeah, I like them. I
I
like
like
the
the
whole.
words. I like being able to read them.
This one you've seen before because I put it as a writing prompt in the and this actually was pre-pandemic. This, I think well, at least we thought it was pre-pandemic because this was like right, this was like early January. But yeah, he's got some really cool pictures. My dogs are just driving me insane. They're
I
just
don't hear him at all.
See?
Way to go,
I
Jen.
said I didn't hear him.
Way to go, Jen.
Blame me.
I don't hear.
Rod Saunders.
I have to take a 3-minute break. I will be right back.
Okay.
I'll just leave my books right here.
Good backdrop.
John, did you have something you want to read?
All right. I'm sort of getting into this the flash fiction type stuff, and they did this. I've never done it before, but they had it was on Facebook, and it was like quarantine bake-off competition, and they're doing another one today. They're going to drop it in at 5:00, and you have 48 hours.
Oh, yeah. I want to do that one today.
Jen, yes, Jen. So I'll read what I wrote last time. It's my first play. I had a ball with it. I can't wait to do the next one. But here it is. It's called It's a Phobia-Full Life. And there's only 3 characters and a TV set. And Leslie is an 80-year-old, set in her ways, so many phobias, so little time character. Jerome is her 20-year-old delivery boy, technically savvy. And then there's Clarence, Leslie's guardian angel. And you had to have a recipe. Let me see. I think it was there were 5 items that you had to have, and I did get all of them in. I can't remember what they were, but I know it had to deal with the pandemic that we had now. So the time is December 2019, a week before Christmas, and I put it in Woodstock, Virginia, and I said it can be it's a very small, cozy play. Here's the first one. It's Act 1, Scene 1, the family room of octogenarian Leslie Yessel's single-family home, which is sparsely furnished with a small TV, a wooden desk and chair set, a well-worn Lazy Boy recliner covered with yellow plastic, and a folding metal TV tray. Outside her door, Jerome, her delivery boy, is delivering her groceries. I'm just going to put these packages here and then I'll call her. Oh, I hate these phone calls. I might as just well answer it. Then the TV kicks in. On December 1st, China alerted WHO to several cases of unusual pneumonia in Wuhan, a port city of 11 million people in the central Hubei province. The virus was unknown. Then Jerome kicks back in. Miss Yessel, don't hang up. It's me, Jerome. I just wanted to tell you I dropped off your packages. I sprayed them with Lysol just as you requested. I also sprayed your door handle just in case. You know, better safe than sorry. Oh, thank you for dropping off my groceries, Jerome. You are most kind. Not a problem, Miss Yessel. Do you know that next week is Christmas, right? Yes, I know next week is Christmas. I wish you all the blessings of the season. You don't have to worry about me. I'll have Jimmy Stewart, Natalie Wood, and Barbara Stanwyck to keep me company. I assume those are characters from all those TV shows you enjoy watching? Yes, Jerome, I do love my TV shows, but they're actually actors in some of the best Christmas specials ever created. They're in all the classics, you know. Oh, I put a little something extra in your payment. I know I asked for so many extra supplies to hold me down during your Christmas vacation. I am sure you must be tired from all those trips up my walk. Now, Miss Yessel, it's all part of the job. I do appreciate the little something extra. You know, I worry about you and you being an anthrophobic and all? No. Anthrophobics fear flowers, Jerome. The word you're thinking is anthropophobic. Anthropophobics fear interpersonal relationships. And does it sound like I fear interpersonal relationships with you? Oh, not at all. Not at all. I think we get along just fine. I was way off, wasn't I? Oh, no worries, Jerome. You meant well. I'm an agoraphobic. I fear going outside and interacting with people due to my being misophobic, also known as a germophobic. Oh, so many phobics, Miss Yessel. I need an encyclopedia to figure them all out. Well, I know it has something to do with people. I threw a couple of extra bottles of hand sanitizer, a couple extra bottles of Swiffers, and an extra can of Lysol in for you, just in case. You put extra hand sanitizer, Swiffers, and Lysol in my order. How thoughtful of you, Jerome. Thank you so much. I aim to please, Miss Yessel. You know I worry about you being all locked up in that house and you all alone. Jerome, you don't have to worry about me. I do enough of worrying for the both of us. Now go on and have a wonderful week with your family and friends. I'll be fine for just a week without you delivering my groceries. Have a Merry Christmas, Jerome. You too, Miss Yessel. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jerome. TV kicks back in. On December 7th, officials announced that they have identified a new virus, according to the WHO. The novel virus was named 2019 nCoV and was identified as belonging to the coronavirus family, which includes SARS and the common cold. Scene 2 later that day. I'm just going to put this Christmas gift before I call her. Man, I hope she likes it. Another phone call. Now, who could this be? It's pretty late for anyone to be calling me. TV. Today, December 20th, the HBO declared the coronavirus a global emergency as the death toll in China jumped to 170, with 7,711 cases reported in the country, where the virus has spread to all 31 provinces. Hello, this is Better Be Good. It's a Wonderful Life starts after the nightly news, so you better make it snappy. Miss Yessel, it's me, Jerome. I'm sorry to disturb you. I wanted you to know that I left you a Christmas present on your front porch. Jerome, what are you still doing here? I thought you had left already. And what's this about a present? You didn't need to do that. I'm actually on my way out of town right now. I know I didn't need to get you a present, but it's Christmas. Everyone needs a Christmas present. Oh, Jerome, how thoughtful of you. I just want you to know that I disinfected it thoroughly. I even sprayed Lysol on the wrapping paper. Jerome, you did all that for me. I'm touched. Now, I know that you have roughly 60 years between us, so I had to ask my grandmother what she considers a Christmas classic. But after doing that, I think I found just the thing for you. I hope you like it. I'm sure I will, Jerome. Now, don't open it until Christmas Eve. Oh, and no peeking either. I promise, I won't open it until Christmas Eve. I won't peek. Merry Christmas, Miss Yessel. I'll see you in a week. I'll see you next Monday for your next scheduled delivery. See you next week. Merry Christmas, Jerome. And that ends scene one, act one, scene one. So that's it. That's
How
my
much of
first
it did you write?
Pardon?
Is there going to be more?
Yes. Do you want me to continue? I can
Well, I
continue.
want to know what you got for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right?
All right. Well, I'll read you the act two, scene two. All right.
Okay.
Well, I've eaten dinner, and she removes her apron. So technically, now this is Christmas Eve. Sorry, Christmas Eve in Leslie's family room. Well, I've eaten my dinner, and she removes her apron. So technically, I can call this Christmas Eve. So if it's Christmas Eve, it's time to open Jerome's present. Oh, there's a card in the box. Then I have Jerome's voice kick in. Dear Miss Yessel, I know you love two things, TV and the Christmas classics. Well, this is the Oculus VR headset. I know you don't know what that is, but I got it for my birthday last summer. I asked my grandma, and she said that there is nothing more classic than the Nutcracker. I found out that the Nutcracker is going to be broadcast in virtual reality, or VR for short, on Christmas Eve at 8:00 p.m. I have everything set up for you. All you have to do is put on the headset and press play. It may look a bit odd, but just think of it as swimming goggles. These aren't just any old swimming goggles. These goggles utilize technology to give you a fully immersive 3D experience. Basically, you will be so close to the action that you may think you are one of the performers. I hope you like it. Merry Christmas, Jerome. And that's what she got in the box.
Ah,
That's so cool.
So
and she actually uses it, right?
yeah, she puts it on. She watches the Nutcracker, and then
Oh,
after she watches it, the next scene she's done. That was absolutely amazing. Hey, what's this at the bottom of the box? It's an envelope with my name on it. What do you have to do now? Then he writes him another lesson on. Then the second part is that of the gift is it's a small little town, one movie theater in the whole town, and it shows always on Christmas. It shows It's a Wonderful Life. So he's bought out the movie theater for that. And he says, I Lysoled everything. You just have to walk down the street, go in the movie theater. You don't have to touch anything. I've already hired out my best friend Jimmy's work in the box, so you don't even have to talk to him. Just walk in and watch the movie. So she goes and watches the movie, and then she comes back, and let me see. It ends like this. The next day, she's back in front of her TV set, and here's how it ends. Oh my goodness, I must have dozed off. What is that awful sound? Clarence. Now, she hears Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life talking to her. It's just your TV, some public service announcement droning on and on. Clarence? Clarence Oddbody? Yes, that's me. I'm Clarence Oddbody, AS2, Angel Second Class, but you already know that. Clarence, what are you doing here? I must be dreaming. And then the TV clicks back on, tells us about a public service announcement, and then Clarence says, strange, isn't it? Every man's life touches so many lives. And Jerome is back from his thing. Oh, look, a package, apparently for me. I'm just going to put her packages here, and then I'll call her. What are you getting at, Clarence? Am I not dreaming? Oh, wait a minute. I have to answer that darn phone. And since the phone rings, Clarence says, every time you hear a bell ring, that means an angel has just got his wings. Why isn't she answering? Jerome is in panic. She has never failed to pick up her phone. Miss Yessel, are you there? It's me, Jerome. Oh, my goodness, Clarence. You mean I'm dead? Hello, 911. I can't reach my neighbor. I know she's there, so I need you to check on my friend. Miss Yessel, help us on the way. And then Clarence kicks back in. Remember, Leslie, no one is a failure who has friends. I'm really going to miss him, and he'll miss you too. You see, Leslie, you've really had a wonderful life. And that's how it ends.
Oh my goodness. That's good.
So
Oh
that's
my gosh! I'm like,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
pumped.
Miss Yassel of my little thing.
Yay! So
That was awesome.
that was my first ever attempt at a play. I had a good time. I'm going to try the other one. So Jan, I'm going to tell you, it's today at 5 o'clock. Just get on the Facebook page, or I'll make sure I send you the.
I'll do it this time.
It was fun. I really had a good time
That's
That is
really
wonderful.
cute.
That is really good.
because
You
you.
ought to give that to Prince William Little Theater and see if they'll perform it.
Okay.
That is fabulous. Well, listen, guys, I need to jump off. I've got work people in my house,
Yep.
and I've got a dog freaking out in the backyard, and that's why I keep
Sounds
getting up
good.
and muting. And but I really appreciate everybody coming today. This has been
Okay,
really good.
smile for our picture. Wait a minute. Let me get this. Because we're going to have a picture. Oops.
Oh, and you know what? I'll do a screenshot of it. So
Oh, I
I
can't
will be
believe
with
you to do that.
yeah, I'll do a screenshot of our Zoom.
Okay, I took a couple.
There we go.
All right, guys.
Oh, my mouth is open. I look stupid. Hold on a second. Oh, well, the heck with it. I'm just going to leave it there. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk
All
soon.
right. Good job, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was fun.
It was fun. Needed
See you guys.
this.
Yeah. Leave meeting.